Willkommen zurück zu einer weiteren Aufnahme zu Beyond the Sky. Und ich glaube, die Dame da auf dem Bild kenne ich sogar. Im ersten Teil gab es eine Dame, die ist ständig mit dem Hund durch die Gegend gelaufen. Ich bin mir gerade nicht ganz sicher, ob das dieselbe sein könnte. Was haben wir denn da? Vogeldreck! Yay!
This particular spot seemed popular with the local birds.
Vor allem in dieser Stadt, wo alles gleich gereinigt wird von irgendwelchen Robotern, ist das schon ein bisschen grenzwertig. Wird vielleicht sogar nochmal... Wobei, sie haben ja Probleme mit den Vögeln, also von daher...
It was a hand scanner.
Ist was da an? Okay, noch bastel ich da nicht dran rum. Vielleicht brauche ich das noch Verlegenheit. Ich muss öfters mal an solche Handdinger rangehen.
The seal on the floor showed my buddy Joey just as I remembered him, when I left him in charge all those years ago.
Hey, buddy, watch where you're standing.
What's your problem?
Your face, for one.
Excuse me.
Well, if you hadn't been staring at the floor like a moron, you'd have seen me.
Do you know where I can find Joey?
Oh, I don't know, weirdo. They say he walked into the gap, or sailed. Either way, he abandoned us all in this place.
You don't like it here?
Needs more color, wouldn't you agree?
Definitiv.
I didn't catch your name.
I'm your mama.
What? Do you live here?
Do I look like I live here?
I'm not from around here. Maybe everyone here looks like you.
Yeah, and what do I look like?
Herzlich.
Trouble.
Keep walking.
What happened after Joey left?
Well, duh. Council runs the city now.
Do you know a guy called Graham Grundy?
Nope. Sounds like a moron.
In that case, let me introduce myself. Graham Grundy.
Doesn't surprise me.
Was eine Arschgeige.
I'll leave you to whatever it was you were doing.
Aw, really? I'll miss you.
Yes, I'm very busy.
Hey, dirtbag! What's your favorite color?
Huh?
You heard me. What's your favorite color?
Blue?
Lame.
But you're wearing... Never mind.
Later, man purse.
Later, backpack.
Ha! You got nothing.
Clearly not everyone in Union City was quite as courteous as they were happy.
Okay, die wird wohl weiter hier rumhängen.
The seal depicted my friend Joey as he looked when I left him in charge of the city. Clearly he'd made his mark.
Ah, vielleicht mal mit dem Ding noch mehr machen. So.
Please stand back.
The cleaning robot was clearly designed to carry heavy water tanks. Someone had spilt paint on the floor. Looked like someone planned on doing some painting. The Holdall was stained with paint.
Blau habe ich nur gewählt, weil es halt gerade angezeigt wurde. Oh Baby. Mir schwand Übles. Ein Putzroboter, der fliegen kann und Wasser versprüht, Farbeimer und eine Befüllstation für den Roboter.
With no hand scanners, I figured they were intended for droids.
Jetzt muss ich nur noch auswählen, wie ich die Farben...
Looked like someone planned on doing some painting.
in die Farbmaschine kriege.
The holdall was stained with paint.
Apologies, Citizen Graham. This is not your residence.
Calling the already present elevator did nothing. No surprise there.
Spray. Please stand back.
Erster Stock. Da, wo die Treppe hinführt, witzigerweise.
Water tank depleted. Apologies, Citizen Graham. This is not your residence.
Wait, I know that you, Chip. Oh my, is it really? Yes, it is. Master Graham, you have returned. How wonderful.
Oh, good day, huh?
I shall inform Madam and her guest that you have arrived. She will be so pleased.
No, that won't be necessary.
She will be overjoyed that you have finally returned to the bosom of the family. My apologies for the interruption, Madam Songbird. It's Master Graham.
What about him, Chipworth?
It appears he has arrived home, Madam.
He has, but that's wonderful! Oh, thank Joey! My dear husband is back!
Ah, I was hoping to meet you, Mr. Grundy. Mentor Alonso, Ministry of Well-Being. I was just here to investigate some irregularities.
I'm sure my Graham needs a few moments to freshen up. Why don't I show you my kudos records? I don't know who you are, but right now we're both in a lot of trouble. So for both our sakes, you'd better convince the mentor that you're Graham.
Yes, of course.
I'll stall him. Just don't come through that door until you know enough about Graham to pass yourself off as him.
Don't worry. You can count on me. I wasn't sure what I'd walked into. But if I was to convince anyone I was Graham, I needed to find out more about him. His job, his family, his state of mind. The mentor could ask me about anything. Information about Graham was scattered all over the place. All I had to do was look around.
Der Hodosocke könnte vielleicht auch ein Indikator dafür sein, dass sie nicht so wirklich überrascht war, jemanden durch die Tür mit dem Namen ihres Mannes kommen zu sehen. Wenn ich das Ding von außen ändere und sie das nicht geändert hat, kann es halt nur Graham gewesen sein. Ne? Das ist, sie hat es ja nicht geändert. Es sei denn, es war schon darauf eingestellt, dann wäre es natürlich sinnlos gewesen, aber dann könnte die Gattin, die zu Hause ist, vielleicht erkennen, dass ihr Mann wieder in der Stadt ist, wenn er von der Entfernung das Ding ändert. Nur als Idee. Deswegen wird sie sich wahrscheinlich schnell bei der Überraschung gefasst haben, dass jemand anders als ihr Mann durch die Tür marschiert ist.
Definitely an improvement on the food dispensers they used to have here. Union City Red. I suspected it was more fruit juice than wine.
Cooler Weinhalter. Sehr stylisch.
Personally, I preferred an open fire for cooking. At least one person in the city appreciated a nice cup of coffee. Although I doubted Union City Blend contained even an ounce of actual coffee beans.
Chipworth.
Hello there. Chipworth, wasn't it?
Master Graham, may I say, sir is looking even more fabulous than usual today.
Why, thank you.
Has Master Graham lost weight?
Maybe. Does Master Graham look like he's lost weight?
Oh, yes, sir. And it would appear sir has gained some height as well. Bravo.
Tell me, Chipworth, who was that woman just now?
But that was sir's wife, Madam Songbird.
Yes, of course.
Is sir quite feeling himself?
Was ist nun los?
How serendipitous that the well-being mentor is here then, is it not, sir?
Hat das Spiel gerade die Kamera hinter die Wand bewegt und die Stimme gedämpft? What the fuck?
Chipworth, tell me everything you know about me.
Request respectfully declined, sir.
But aren't you my butler droid?
Yes, sir. I have been Sir's butler for a very long time.
Then why can't you tell me?
Standing orders, sir.
Whose orders?
You... nice try, sir. Almost had me.
Graham had made sure his droid wouldn't talk. I had to do my own investigating.
So viel Geheimnis um Graham, dass sogar seine Druiden-Butler nichts weiß.
So, what do you do, Chipworth?
Whatever Sir desires.
So if I told you to set fire to something, would you do it?
Sadly, sir, one's capabilities are restricted to the minutiae of domestic service.
Shame.
We are what we are, sir.
At least as far as anyone else needs to know. How are you, Chipworth?
I am well, sir. Thank you for inquiring.
Schade, die anderen Fragen kann ich nicht nochmal machen.
I
Oder?
need you
Moment
to
mal.
do something
Warte,
for me.
Just say the word, sir.
Never mind. Perhaps later.
Very good, sir.
Schade.
Is Sir referring to the gentleman currently probing your wife in the bedroom?
I guess I am.
That would be the Honourable Mentor Alonso, Senior Officer at the Ministry of Wellbeing. I believe that he would like to see you next.
He would?
Mentor Alonso indicated that there were one or two anomalies in Master Graham's records. Public voting, kudos levels, employment, whereabouts within the city,
Just some minor things, then.
consumption patterns, biosigns, indication of physical existence.
I think I get the picture.
But I'm sure there's a simple answer, Master Graham. A woman? Can Sir possibly be referring to his good lady wife?
Humor me. For instance, her name would be...
Madam Songbird. Clearly, Sir is not feeling quite himself today. Sir might recall he even forgot dear old Chipworth's name earlier.
Who?
Me, sir.
Tell me about the mentor.
As a high-ranking official of the Ministry of Wellbeing, he is here, I am sure, to evaluate the well-being of this household.
Well-being?
Health, social participation, work fulfillment, the usual, sir.
I need you to do...
Just say the word, sir.
Please, can you open the windows, Chipworth?
I am sorry, sir, but the window controls are in Madam Songbird's room. Her meeting is apparently of the highest...
I see.
Indeed, sir. However, if the air temperature is a concern, might Sir consider dispensing with his coat?
It is rather warm.
And pungent, sir.
Nein.
I need you to do something for me.
Just say the word, sir.
Please, can you water the plants, Chipworth?
Very good, sir.
Ob das noch eine Bedeutung hat, dass
Excuse
ich
me,
ihm
please.
irgendwas machen lassen kann?
A shelf full of sports gear and awards from years gone by. That looked like Graham and his wife on their wedding day. They looked blissfully in love.
Auch ein kleines Cameo im Hintergrund der beiden, die Kirche, die man im ersten Teil wohl besucht hat, vermute ich. Wobei die Kirche da nicht so wirklich eine Kirche war, sondern eigentlich mehr ein Herstellungsort für Androiden.
Rhythmic gymnastics, first place. Amethyst or purple glass? Either way, it looked expensive. Fairy tales, courtly romances, and art books.
Nicht wirklich viel, was mir was über ihn sagt. Ich habe Sportausrüstung, ja, also Baseball und Basketball und Tennis wohl gespielt. Ich nehme an, das ist von ihr. Kristalle wahrscheinlich auch von ihr. Bücher von beiden wohl vermute ich. Das Hochzeitsfoto. Holla, die
I was
Weiße.
hit by the acrid smell of chemicals.
Ich würde behaupten, das ist eventuell sein Arbeitszimmer oder sein Sohn, Tochter. Join us in Scorpions in the Sewers, Real or Fake. Also ich weiß, dass etwas in den oder vielmehr in der U-Bahn existiert, was ziemlich groß und bedrohlich ist, aber es sah nicht wie ein Skorpion aus.
A uniform like the one Graham's wife wore. It was cut for someone much larger. The logo on the uniform was quite distinct.
Okay, das wird auch nochmal wichtig, glaube ich.
Espionage during the Hobart Wars. Nice to see the propaganda was still around. How to survive a war. Better just to not be around to see them. You can tell a lot about a man from his shoes. In this case, that the man had no taste. The blind blocked out all the light from outside.
Man war so eine alte, schmutzige Matratze in so einem Zuhause und der Raum sieht generell ein bisschen dreckiger aus.
Looked like these photos were taken by the city walls. Developing fluid in trays. I hadn't seen gear like this since I was a child. It looked like one of the land trains from the city walls. It was a detailed model.
Ist er so vielleicht rausgekommen? Oh, noch so ein schöner Knockback zum ersten Teil, der Hubschrauber.
A security forces copter. I still had nightmares about those things. Twice I'd flown in them, and both times they'd crashed. I hoped I wouldn't have to risk it a third time. An impressive collection of medals, ranging from bravery to long service. Most of the medals dated back to before I was born.
Ups, ich bin eben auf die Aufnahmetaste gekommen. Ah.
A sword? The blade was cracked. I wondered if the people knew that Hobart agents had helped me save their city. A cavalcade of cryptids. Someone believed in monster stories.
Rolling Snake. Das ist so ein Mythos, diese rollende Schlange, der sich sogar in Shadowrun eingewurmt hat irgendwann. Da gibt es tatsächlich einen Parkritter, ich glaube Radschlangen oder so werden die genannt.
The box was for a deluxe hollow plinth replacement lens. There was nothing inside. Giant scorpions in the sewers. Real or fake? Unlikely. The tentacle monsters would have eaten them years ago. I wondered if Graham self-medicated. When I came to Union City 10 years ago, this was very much the case. These days, I wasn't so sure. Anti-Hobart propaganda. Some things never change.
Moment, ist das ein Drucker mit einer Toilettenpapierhalterung? Ich nehme an, kann ich hier später Bilder drucken. Aber die werden dann hochgeladen und das, glaube ich, muss ich verhindern, indem ich diese Fehlermeldung dann umwechsel. Badezimmer. Erstaunlich, dass Mann und Frau getrennte Wohnzimmer haben, Schlafzimmer mal nicht.
Tempting, but I'd already had my monthly bath.
Welcome back, Graham. Displaying your health chart now. It has been 2 weeks since your last checkup. You have lost weight. Congratulations. It has been noted that your height has increased. Adjusting records accordingly. Scanning for medical implants. Error. Implant missing. Refreshing biomodification database. Please wait. Removing cardiac implant registration. Registering Schriebman port as new implant.
The scanner had detected my Schriebman port, which allowed me to interact with Link, the city's old network. Since then, I'd pretty much forgotten about it.
Adjusting your health rating from C to A+.
I was considerably fitter than Graham. That was good to know.
Okay, ich hab ab. Was? Ich weiß nicht, was er in der Hand hatte. Nein, das müsste der Chip gewesen sein. Und Graham hat wohl einen Herzschrittmacher gehabt.
Give me a checkup.
Scanning. Your physical health is within the top percentile for a Union citizen. Congratulations.
Thanks.
You are welcome, Citizen Graham.
Er hat auch nicht im Luxus
Do you
gelebt.
have any advice for me?
A single can of Spankles contains more than your daily dietary requirements. Look for the clown. Drink Spankles. Keep a smile on your face.
Thanks.
You are
Dieses Blinkes ist ein
Citizen
bisschen
Graham.
Do
allgegenwärtig.
you have any further advice for me?
Are you aware that falls while walking are one of the biggest causes of injuries in Union City? Remember, no matter how short the journey, a monopod is always safer and more convenient.
Thanks.
You are welcome, Citizen Graham.
What devices do I have installed?
You possess a U-chip personal data implant in the perlicue of your right hand. It is functioning correctly. Your cardiac regulator implants have been marked as removed. Please return them to your nearest medical waste facility. You possess a Schriebman local interneural connection port in the third cervical vertebrae. This hardware predates the Minos system and cannot be accessed at this terminal.
That's probably for the best.
You are welcome, Citizen Graham.
Do you have any further advice for me?
Calocephala fimbriata are dangerous carriers of disease. Never approach, and if you touch one, report for immediate disinfecting. Do not feed the birds.
Thanks.
You are welcome, Citizen Graham.
Do you have any further advice for me?
Food from outside the city has been found to contain high values of salt, sugar, and meat. If you eat Gap food, you are putting yourself in danger.
Thanks.
You are welcome, Citizen Graham.
Was er jetzt seit Jahren tut und A+
Do you
gekriegt
have any
hat.
further advice for me?
Studies indicate that happier people receive better assessments from their peers. Remember, whatever happens on the inside, keep a smile on the outside.
Thanks.
You are
Alter!
welcome, Citizen
Egal
Graham.
wie sie Männer ist, seien sie nach außen immer fröhlich, damit andere Menschen nicht auch so depressiv werden wie sie. Gratuliere! Gut, dass sie hier so hohe Türme haben. Selbstmorde sind wahrscheinlich ziemlich einfach.
Arrive at your home shortly. Keep a smile on your face.
Sorry, dass ich
I
gerade
was a lot
gesprochen habe.
healthier
Englisch.
than Graham. In fact, I'd say Graham was downright unhealthy. I had made some headway, but I still needed to know about Graham's work and social standing.
Ich habe das Gefühl, so ein bisschen, der sieht wie Bruce Campbell aus, aber ganz ehrlich, anderer Sprecher.
So Graham was a cleaning supervisor? I needed to find out who he worked for. If I slipped up, I'd be exposed right away. After 10 years in the Gap, I'd almost forgotten what a toilet looked like. There was a boot print. Curious. A box had been hidden outside the window. If I could get the window open, I'd be able to reach that box. If I could get the window open, I'd be able to reach that box.
Okay, dann muss ich wohl zur Türsteuerung, also Fenstersteuerung. Also muss ich mehr über Graham herausfinden. Toll, nur Vorräte. Handtücher, Toilettenpapier, Putzmittel. Werkzeug.
Excuse me, please.
Something told me the fire was not authentic. I knew about Graham's health, but I still needed to find out about his work and social standing. Perhaps I'd find more on his personal terminal. I needed to find out more information if I wanted to avoid getting caught out.
Okay, Arbeit und Social Standing. Hier steht immer noch C+.
A chart showing that Graham's kudos score had recently dropped. I wondered what had caused such a sharp decline. I had gathered quite a bit of information about his health and social situation, but I still needed to know exactly what he did for a living. I couldn't access Graham's messages. I added that to my list of things to look into. The council was made up of 5 ministries. Each ministry had their own logo and distinctive color scheme. From the color of his uniform, it was clear that Graham worked for the Ministry of Comfort. I had learned all I was going to from Graham's apartment. I hoped it would be enough.
Okay. Also musste ich nur die Farbe in Erfahrung bringen von seiner Uniform oder seinem Computer nochmal mit ihm benutzen. Auch wenn ich vorher schon die Ministerien-Dinger durchgelesen habe, musste er das nochmal sehen. Alter. Das ist so eine typische Point-and-Click-Geschichte.
If I was going to convince the mentor, I had to be sure I knew enough about Graham. I couldn't keep them waiting any longer. From that point on, I had to be Graham Grundy, cleaning supervisor.
Darling, I thought you were going to freshen up.
I was, but I missed the sweet sound of your voice.
Oh, Graham, always the romantic. But please don't kiss me until you've showered.
Wouldn't dream of it. Besides, I couldn't let Alfonso here
Alonso?
monopolize my lovely wife for a moment longer.
In which case, shall we begin?
Of course. Shall we take a seat in the lounge? It was now or never.
So, Mr. Grundy.
Mentor Alonso, what would you like to know?
Ah, well, straight to the point. I like that. As I was explaining to your dear wife earlier, there have been some issues with your activity records of late.
Issues? What do you mean?
Mr. Grundy, a word to the wise. This will be much smoother if you leave the questions to me. Now, whilst your records load, remind me, in which ministry are you employed?
Komfort war das, ne?
Comfort. I'm a cleaning supervisor.
Yes, of course. Ah, here we go. Graham Grundy, 42, cleaning supervisor with the Ministry of Comfort. Cleaning supervisors require Class C exertive activity certification. I trust that your health rating is sufficient.
I did drop down a bit, but I'm back to Class A+ now.
Excellent, excellent. Very good. So, with that in mind, I will mark you as fit for work, barring any other issues. Now, obviously, your kudos level will have fluctuated due to your absence. You're a C+ right now. I note he used to be much higher.
B.
Yes, well, you'll be back up there in no time. Well, that is all I need to check off. But I'd be remiss if I didn't offer you all the extra support and guidance that you need.
Mentor?
When someone goes off-grid, there's usually some underlying trouble. And as a mentor, I like to think of myself as a bit of a troubleshooter.
Of course. I appreciate the concern.
So, let's get to the bottom of all this confusion. Dig a bit deeper, eh?
Deeper? Yes, right. By all means, Mentor.
Tell me about your workplace. I trust there are no issues.
The land train facility. It's a fine place to work.
I'm sure it is. Department of Land Trains and Extra City Commerce. Wonderful.
Oh, yes. Couldn't be happier.
We are, of course, very grateful for your service, Mr. Grundy. But there we come to the crux of the matter. Your absence. 15 days is a long time. This is, of course, why my ministry has become involved. We have been concerned for your well-being.
I'm fine. Better than ever, in fact.
Excellent. Now, speaking of your health, I note you had some surgery last year. Tell me about your implants. Are they working effectively?
Ich könnte ja sagen Herz, aber...
You mean my Schriebman port?
Your what?
He means your heart regulator, dear.
Oh, yes, of course. Nothing to worry about. As you can see, the beat goes on.
Yes. Well, I must say you're in remarkable shape considering your medical history. Of course, your mental well-being is just as important to us. How are you getting on with your rather peculiar hobbies?
You mean my photography?
I do, yes.
You can't beat the feeling of an old-time film camera.
I can imagine. You have an eye for composition. Although I don't understand your interest in using such archaic technology. Choosing to fiddle with knobs rather than availing of ministry-recommended filters, stabilization, automatic archive, and data retrieval, all courtesy of Minos. If we can't see what you create, how can we share in your interests?
What can I say? I like a challenge.
I'm sure you do, Graham. Ah, well. I have a busy day of appointments, so sadly we must conclude our little chat there.
It's been a pleasure, Mentor.
Hasn't it? So with that in mind, perhaps you can tell me where you've been for the last 2 weeks.
What? Right. Yes, where have I been the last 2 weeks?
Well?
Okay, so the last 2 weeks, I was working at the land train facility, of course. Cleaning. I'm a cleaning supervisor. And while I was cleaning, I must have bumped my head. The next thing I knew, I was in the middle of nowhere, still on the train. 2 weeks later, the train returned to the city. Cleaner than it's ever been, I might add.
My poor darling! How awful! What a dreadful thing to happen!
I believe I have all the answers I need from you.
Well, that's a relief.
I'm sure it is, Mr. Grundy.
Well, thank you for stopping by.
Just a teeny tiny thing before I go. There appears to be 1 or 2 anomalous results here.
Anomalous? That doesn't sound good.
It may be nothing. But here's the thing. I get strange readings when I scan your U-chip. Any idea why?
Maybe it got damaged when I fell.
Possibly. It's as plausible as everything else you've told me today. You see, the only other time I've seen anything like this is when a U-chip has been tampered with. No one would have done that now, would they?
Tampered with? I didn't even know that you could do that.
Graham's a supervisor, not a subversive mentor.
Yes, a supervisor, not a subversive.
damaged when he fell. Request analysis. Now, it's clear to me that your recent concussion has had some deleterious effects on your memory. You need some time to recuperate.
Of course, Mentor. I shall see to it that he gets the care he needs.
Oh, I have no doubt that you will. And to support you in this, I converted some of your kudos to grant you both some time off work.
Our kudos? Wait, how much?
Oh, nothing too severe. Just enough to give you some time to reflect. You may notice a slight dip in your social tier, however.
But the Aspiration Day Gala... tonight.
Yes, won't it be something? I am so looking forward to it. Anyway, keep a smile on your face.
You too?
Good day, Mr. and Mrs. Grundy.
Der ist nicht blöd, aber auch ein Arschloch.
What in the name of Joey do you call that sorry performance?
Maybe I could have tried harder.
Look, Buster. Everything was fine until you turned up. I'd dragged my kudos all the way up to Class B for that gala. I don't want time off. I want my gala tickets. If there is anything wrong with Graham's U-chip, you would better sort it out sharpish before Alonso's analysis comes back. Who even are you? Where's Graham? Are you that contact he kept ranting about?
Whatever Graham had been up to, it had gotten him killed. I had to come clean with his wife. There's no easy way to say this, but I'm afraid Graham is dead.
What? How? Where?
I found him. In the Gap.
The Gap? What was the idiot doing in the Gap? Was that where he was always sneaking off to? Ugh!
A child, Milo, was abducted from a village out there and brought into Union City. And I think Graham was somehow connected.
Sure, and pigs fly. Listen, stranger. I'm sure you can understand this has been a rather harrowing day. This is all too much for me right now.
Tell me about it.
So, I'm gonna do some damage control on social media. In the meantime, I guess that officially it is your home, so you can stay, but this is my bedroom, and that one is yours. No cute ideas.
Understood. Songbird seemed rattled by the news. Not surprising. But whoever this contact of Graham's was, I suspected they were the key to finding Milo.
Trotzdem muss ich da rein. Wo ist die Fenstersteuerung?
A collection of toy animals were lined up in little baskets. One was missing.